Hello. This is test number one, POV drive, or talking and driving while having the camera on. This is a test. I don't know how well it will go, and where my key is. Just a moment, please. So, doesn't look bad. Looks pretty good. So, I don't know what to say. I'm not really good at talking to the camera, but I wanted to start kind of like vlogging like this. Just a moment. Is there a way to lock the screen or not? No. Okay. Just a moment. Nope. Not bad. Just a second. Alright. Well, I don't know. Anyways. Just going to get some stuff from the store. In the meantime, I thought I might as well try out the camera while driving. Try out to kind of like talk and about stuff I like. Always be safe. Wear the seatbelt. Talk about stuff I like. And I don't have a microphone on me. I hope the audio is good. But anyways, so I'm from Libya, and I came to Canada to study piloting in July of 2025, and honestly, it hasn't been smooth sailing. Not at all. It has not. It has been obstacle after obstacle, after bureaucracy, after waiting, and the school I chose is good. Like, I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's fine. They have slots available to fly. My instructor, I like him. Sometimes you get stuck with a bad instructor. I don't think that was the case for me. I got a decent instructor, at least from what I have seen. But the issue is other stuff that's out of my control. I've had to do the medical for the aviation medical for the class 1, obviously, to do the solo after you start flying private pilot. Once you start the private pilot license, you have to go solo at some point, which is you fly without your instructor. And to do that, you need to get a student pilot permit, and for that you need a medical. In Canada, they have class 1, class 3, and class 4. Class 1 and class 3 are the ones you have to focus about. Class 4 is if you're like waiting for your medical and it hasn't arrived, by mail, you can ask your doctor to grant you a piece of paper that allows you to become a student, to get the student pilot permit, but you need the class 3 or the class 1 to actually become a private pilot. To become a private pilot, you need a class 3, but you'll just go for the class 1 if you want to make a career out of it. And I did the medical in the 7th of July. However, I waited a month or 2 months until they replied back to me with saying I have a condition called the premature ventricular contractions. And I thought it was a serious condition, or I thought it was like a wrong reading, because I did the other medical in Malta, the Maltese medical, which is for Europe, and that one showed no signs of anything. That was perfect. Everything was good, and I managed to get how slow it is in Canada. I did the medical in Malta, and I got it in 1 day. Here, I only got it after 6 months, something like that. And it's so depressing because all that time you're just wasting doing nothing, you know. And it's sad. It's honestly very sad because you're just paying rent, you're wasting your time, all of this stuff because of their inefficiency to be able, like the medical system here. Listen, it's
Power
much,
off.
it's much better. That was my phone. It's much better than obviously if you go to United States, because a lot of it is obviously if you have insurance you don't have to pay for anything, and thank God I don't have to pay for much because I have the health insurance here, which is mandatory, so might as well say it's free, but you still have to pay for it. The issue is the time it took me to book many tests a month in advance, 2 weeks, and then the time for the results to come, and they take too long. And I don't understand why. Like, is it that overbooked? Like, is it that bad? And whatever. So then I found out that this PVC isn't a big deal. A lot of people have it, you know, and it's not a big deal. But just because piloting, they have to make a big deal out of it. And one of the tests showed I have like within the acceptable range of PVCs, you know. Yet they still wanted to do more tests because they had to be sure. Bruh, if it's within the safe limit, then it's within the safe limit. You don't have to go making me wait more months to do more tests. Anyways, yeah, and a lot of stuff. And, you know, aside from that, it's not that bad because like the majority of the time I wasted was like November, December, and those months, and let's say even January, but these months the weather was bad, so it's not like I waste so much because I wouldn't have been flying either way. The issue is also even the written exam, I couldn't have done it without the medical. There's a lot of stuff I couldn't do without the medical, so I was stuck in limbo. But now I got it. Now everything is good, alhamdulillah. But yeah, I mean, I have to get back into it, you know. It's like it's like you know, you train. I have around 22 hours of flight time dual, and I have to get back to it. A lot of stuff I'll have to like practice again, because you might practice for like chair flying at home, but it's not gonna be the same as flying the actual plane. So I'm gonna have to waste more hours getting back into it. You know, I was in a good groove. I was in a good rhythm flying. I was consistent. I was like before like this whole medical thing, when I started flying, I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the medical, it's gonna be fine, you know. I was going in a good rhythm. I was gonna go solo soon. I thought I was gonna get my PPL in just a few months, the private pilot license, and yeah, it just never happened, you know. I just wasted so much time. It's There's a lot of stuff to complain about, you know. I mean, I'm very privileged, you know. I'm, alhamdulillah, like everything is good and my health is good. I got the medical, you know, but it's really tough. So my recommendation is, if you ever come to Canada, try, like, if you're gonna come from outside of Canada as an international student, try to find a place that does the medical outside of Canada before you even attempt to join a school here. Most schools will ask you for a medical, right? To actually join them. The issue is finding a place to do the Canadian medical outside of Canada. There are places where I was living in Malta, there was a doctor, but he retired, and so he wasn't doing any. Like, he was the only one who was doing the Canadian medical, and he wasn't doing any because, as I said, he retired. Aside from that, you know, the country is beautiful. You know, there's a lot of stuff that is fast, that is fair, you know, makes sense. If you like driving, it's a nice place to drive, you know, it's easy. They have this whole system where you have to start with a learner's license if you don't have like your original license, and that's a whole other deal, you know. You know, if you like big cars, big engines, you know, if you come from a country in Europe where like you're limited with those small engines because of insurance and stuff, here you'll have much more freedom. If you like nice views and stuff, Vancouver is amazing. It's amazing. You get like you have the mountains right next to you, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of places in Europe and any other place in the world where like you have nice views, but Vancouver, compared to all of Canada, actually, even like when you compare to all of Canada, Vancouver is one of the best looking, like environmentally places when it comes to, you know, just straight up views and vibes and greenery, and you feel like you're living next to a forest. Um, so it is nice. It is nice to live in. You know, it is expensive. You have to understand that. Uh, Expensive and big, very big. You need a car here. You definitely need a car, and the transportation systems here aren't as good as Europe. No, you know, I lived in Malta, which had like horrendous bus systems. You know, it's still better than here. Here, at least, you know, here the buses take you to one through limited amount of paths, but in Malta you go through, like the buses will go everywhere, and so you need a car. If you have a car, if you have a license from any country that is over 2 years old, bring it with you, exchange it. They'll give you the test immediately. Make sure to know the rules, because they have separate. For example, you can turn right on a red light. That's not something you do in Europe, you know, and so you have to be prepared to do that. I mean, to know that, like, simple stuff. Just watch a video or two, and you're gonna be fine. It's not that hard, you know. Um, but aside from that, yeah, I mean, it's easy to live in, to be honest. You know, it's not as cold as any other part of Canada. It is very warm comparatively. Does get cold, you know, but when you compare it to the rest of Canada, where there's places that are uh, minus 30, minus 20, even minus 10, here it hasn't gone below -5, which is surprising when you consider that it is still in Canada. So yeah, when you think about it that way, it's not a bad place to live, you know. It's quite nice. There's a lot of rain in December and November, and a bit in January. That is true. A lot, maybe too much rain. But aside from that, if you're willing to carry an umbrella, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. You know, the people are nice. People are very nice, and yes, there are a lot of immigrants. Like I'm an immigrant, you know, specifically of Asian descent. You know, Indians, Chinese, mostly Indians and Chinese. There aren't as many Arabs as other parts in Canada, like Toronto or Ottawa. But you know, the people are nice overall. You know, you won't have any problems. The police are nice. You won't have any problems with, like, you know, having to like fit in or anything. So you have to take that into consideration. You know. So one moment. I need to straighten the car out a bit. Yep. But as I was saying, yeah, aside from these red tapes and waiting. Yesterday I went to get the medicine from the pharmacy, and I had to wait 30 minutes because it was like a quick medicine, but they told me you might be waiting for an hour for the medicine. To get medicine, I had the, you know, doctors note that like mentions the medicine, the prescription, and they're like, oh, we have to process it. I'm like, what do you mean process? Just give me the medicine. You know, it's something that I'm not used to. I think it's something that also happens in America. And they gave me this vial with the medicine, and it's like very generic, just written on it. It's my name, the description, the method of using, and everything. And I asked them how do I use it. They're like, it's written over here. I'm like, what do you mean? Come on, just let me know. I don't know how to use this medicine. Do I take it 20 times a day, 2 times a day? Maybe I'll take it. Maybe I don't read English, you know? Maybe I'm illiterate. Explain it to me. And yeah, that is all. That's my rant. That is my life in a nutshell. I just wanted to test out the camera and to use this, but that is all. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. How do you stop this? No way.